Hellblazers, 2022. Detailed and extensive summary overview. Hellblazers is a horror and action film released in 2022. Directed by Justin Lee, the movie blends elements of supernatural horror with intense action and moments of suspense. The film was produced by Atomic Blonde Entertainment, and the screenplay was written by Justin Lee, who also directed the movie. The cast includes well-known names such as Tony Todd, Adrienne Barbeau, John Cassar, Bruce Dern, Meg Foster, and Billy Zane. The film received attention for its stellar cast and its combination of classic horror with a modern narrative. Plot: the story of Hellblazers is set in a small rural town in the United States. The plot revolves around a satanic cult that invokes an ancient demon, leading to a series of supernatural and deadly events. The town is thrown into chaos as the cultists begin performing bloody rituals to feed the demonic entity and consolidate its power. Opening. The film begins with a dark introduction, showcasing the satanic cult led by a mysterious and charismatic figure. They perform an invocation ritual on a moonless night, reciting ancient incantations and sacrificing a prisoner. The summoned demon, a terrifying creature with horns and glowing red eyes, emerges from the fire and begins its quest for human blood. The opening scene sets the tone for the film, with a tense and mysterious atmosphere. The camera moves slowly, revealing details of the occult symbols and the intense expressions of the cultists, creating a sense of anticipation and impending terror. Development. As the demon begins to terrorize the town, the local residents are caught in a living nightmare. The town sheriff, played by Tony Todd, teams up with an investigative journalist, Adrienne Barbeau, and a reclusive demon hunter, John Cassar, to face the threat. The film develops the desperate struggle of the protagonist to uncover the truth behind the cult and find a way to banish the demon back to hell. They face various adversities, including fanatical cultists, supernatural traps, and the demon itself, which grows more powerful as more blood is spilled. Throughout the movie, the protagonists discover clues about the cult's origins and the rituals they perform. These discoveries lead them to explore abandoned locations, ancient crypts, and forgotten libraries, where they find books of black magic and cursed artifacts. Journalist Lisa uses her investigative skills to piece together the puzzle, while demon hunter Jed uses his knowledge of the occult to identify the demon's weaknesses, secondary characters, and subplots. In addition to the main characters, the film features several secondary characters that enrich the plot. Among them is Mabel, Meg Foster, an elderly woman in the town with knowledge of the occult who becomes an unexpected ally to the protagonists. Mabel reveals secrets about the town's history and the dark rituals performed in the past. Another important character is Dr. Miller, Bruce Dern, a former anthropology professor who specialized in ancient cultures and satanic rituals. Now a recluse, Miller is initially reluctant to help, but eventually joins the group upon realizing the severity of the threat. Climax. The climax of the film occurs during an epic battle between the protagonists and the demon. They discover that the only way to defeat the creature is to destroy the ancient artifact that binds it to the world of the living. In an intense action sequence, the sheriff and his allies storm the cult's headquarters, facing cultists and the demon itself in a final showdown. The battle is a mix of physical combat and the use of magical incantations. The demon displays immense power, conjuring fire and shadows to attack the heroes. In a critical moment, Lisa deciphers an ancient manuscript revealing the demon's weak point. Using this knowledge, Jed manages to wound the creature, allowing the sheriff to destroy the artifact. Resolution. In the end, the heroes succeed in destroying the artifact and banishing the demon, but not without significant sacrifices. The town is in ruins, and many of the main characters lose their lives in the fight. However, the evil is defeated, and the town begins to rebuild. The film ends on a note of hope, but also with a sense that the evil could return one day. In a post-credits scene, it is hinted that some surviving cultists are planning new rituals, suggesting that the threat may not be entirely eradicated. This leaves room for a potential sequel and keeps the audience engaged with the story. Characters. Sheriff Hayes, Tony Todd. Sheriff Hayes is the main protagonist, a determined and brave sheriff who leads the fight against the cult and the demon. Hayes is a veteran with a tragic past, marked by the loss of his family in an incident related to the occult. This personal tragedy motivates his determination to protect the town at all costs. Tony Todd brings an authoritative and charismatic presence to the role, infusing the character with a mix of strength and vulnerability. Lisa, Adrienne Barbeau. Lisa is an investigative journalist determined to expose the truth about the cult and save the town. Barbeau portrays Lisa with fierce tenacity, depicting her as a courageous and intelligent woman unafraid to face danger. Her experience as a journalist helps her uncover crucial clues and unravel the cult's dark secrets. Jed, John Kasser. Jed is a reclusive demon hunter with a mysterious past. He possesses vast knowledge about the occult and supernatural creatures, a result of years of study and personal traumatic experiences. Kasser portrays Jed as a complex and enigmatic character, whose expertise is vital for the group's survival. His relationship with the sheriff and Lisa evolves throughout the film, transforming into a partnership based on mutual trust and respect. Cult leader, Billy Zane, the charismatic and manipulative leader of the satanic cult, responsible for summoning the demon. Zane plays the cult leader with a blend of charm and malevolence, creating a memorable antagonist. His character is cunning and ruthless, willing to sacrifice anyone to achieve his dark goals. Mabel, Meg Foster. Mabel is an elderly woman in the town with knowledge of the occult. She provides crucial information to the heroes and plays an essential role in the fight against the demon. Foster brings an aura of wisdom and mystery to the character, making Mabel a respected and feared figure in the community. Dr. Miller, Bruce Dern, a former anthropology professor specialized in ancient cultures and satanic rituals. Initially reluctant, he eventually joins the protagonists. Dern portrays Miller with a combination of skepticism and erudition, providing an academic perspective that complements Jed's practical knowledge. Themes Hellblazers tackles several common themes in the horror genre, including the battle between good and evil, the struggle for survival, and the power of faith and courage in the face of insurmountable adversity. The film also explores the impact of fanaticism and demon worship on society, showing how the quest for power can lead to destruction and chaos. Battle between good and evil. The film presents a classic battle between the forces of good and evil, personified by the heroes and the cultists, respectively. This conflict is central to the narrative and is explored through multiple layers, including physical battles, moral dilemmas, and personal sacrifices. The demon, as a representation of absolute evil, serves as a constant reminder of the danger humanity faces. Struggle for survival. The protagonists are constantly challenged to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles to survive. This struggle for survival is depicted through intense action scenes, suspenseful moments, and emotional dilemmas. Each character brings their unique skills to the fight, demonstrating the importance of collaboration and diversity of talents in overcoming crises. Power of faith and courage. Faith and courage are recurring themes, with characters confronting their fears and doubts to protect the town. Sheriff Hayes, in particular, exemplifies this theme by confronting the demon despite his traumatic past. Faith is depicted not only in religious terms, but also as unwavering confidence in justice and humanity. Impact of fanaticism. The film explores the consequences of fanaticism through the satanic cult. The cultists are portrayed as individuals blindly devoted to a charismatic leader, willing to commit atrocities for a cause. This portrayal serves as a critique of extremism and the manipulation of beliefs for destructive ends. Style and atmosphere. The film is known for its dark and oppressive atmosphere, with cinematography that uses shadows and light to create a constant sense of tension. The soundtrack contributes to the suspense, using dissonant music and sound effects to heighten the sense of fear. The action scenes are well choreographed, combining practical effects and CGI to create exciting and visually impressive combat sequences. Cinematography. The cinematography of Hellblazers is one of its strengths, using visual techniques to create a sense of fear and tension. The director of photography opts for innovative camera angles and fluid movements that enhance the impact of the horror scenes. The nighttime sequences are particularly effective, with limited lighting used to highlight the unknown and dangerous. Soundtrack and sound design. The soundtrack, composed by Christopher Drake, is a crucial element in creating the film's atmosphere. The music is strategically used to increase suspense and tension, with dissonant compositions and pulsating rhythms that reflect the imminent danger. The sound design is also notable, with sound effects that intensify the horror scenes, from the cultist's whispers to the demon's roars. Visual effects. The visual effects in Hellblazers are a combination of practical effects and CGI, resulting in a visually impressive experience. The creatures and combat scenes are created with attention to detail, ensuring that the audience is immersed in the narrative. The demon, in particular, is an example of effective creature design, with a terrifying appearance and fluid movements that enhance its menacing presence. Critical reception. Hellblazers received mixed reviews, with praise mainly directed at the cast and the film's atmosphere. Tony Todd, in particular, was highlighted for his performance as the determined sheriff. However, some critics felt that the film followed too many cliches of the horror genre, and that the plot was predictable at times. Praise critics praised Justin Lee's direction and the cast's performances. Tony Todd was widely recognized for bringing depth and intensity to his role. The film's atmosphere and cinematography were also positively highlighted, with many critics appreciating the creation of an authentic horror environment. Criticisms were mainly directed at the predictability of the plot and the use of horror genre cliches. Some critics felt that the film did not innovate enough and that it followed an already established formula, resulting in a less impactful experience. The characterization of the cultists was also pointed out as superficial by some, who expected more development and complexity. Impact and legacy. Although not a major box office success, Hellblazers found a loyal audience among horror and B-movie fans. The film gained cult status, especially due to its cast of horror genre veterans and its well-executed action and horror scenes. Fandom and pop culture. The film became popular among horror enthusiasts, generating detailed discussions and analyses on forums and social media. Fans appreciated the film's approach to classic horror themes and its homage to horror films from the 80s and 90s. Hellblazers also inspired cosplays and themed events, cementing its place in horror pop culture. Potential for sequels. The post-credits scene suggests the possibility of a sequel, something fans speculate and eagerly await. The universe created in Hellblazers offers several opportunities to expand the story and explore new supernatural threats. If a sequel is confirmed, it is expected to continue deepening the themes and characters introduced in the original film. Conclusion. Hellblazers is a film that combines elements of classic horror with intense action, offering a cinematic experience that, despite following some genre formulas, manages to stand out thanks to its talented cast and well-constructed atmosphere. It is an interesting addition to the 2022 horror film catalog, especially for genre fans who appreciate a good story of fighting against supernatural forces. If you enjoyed this detailed recap and want to stay updated with more extensive analyses of your favorite films and shows, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing to Minute Recaps, you'll get fresh content delivered straight to your feed, including detailed breakdowns, hidden gems, and more in-depth recaps. Join our growing community of film fans and never miss out on the latest insights and discussions. If you have any thoughts on Hellblazers or suggestions for future recaps, drop us a comment below. We love hearing from you and engaging in conversations about the films and shows that matter to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next recap.